Hello. Great to have you here. My name is Shauna. Today's reading is a general love forecast. As always, take the messages that resonate and release anything that doesn't. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay connected with upcoming readings. Let's see what's headed your way. I feel like there's a lot of home, property, real estate types of energy about you. So some of you could be in a position where you're working in that capacity, like a real estate agent, a developer, a property manager, but I do feel a lot of income generating potential coming in that regards. And others of you, I feel like you're either waiting on a bid for your property so that you can relinquish your property. I feel like the amount that you're asking for versus the amount that other people are trying to get the property for. So it seems like you might need to lower the price a little bit just to make it a little bit more competitive, and you will have more people coming in to look at the property or to, finalize property contracts with you. So that means taking a property off your hands or buying a property from you, okay? And then towards the end of the month, then, I feel like there's this big shift in you being able to land the property and the house that you're looking for. So especially for those on the market, I feel like from now, property might be relinquished at a very, very cheap, favorable rate, okay? Second message that I have out here, it feels to me as well, some of you are thinking about, either like if you are retired, for example, there's a lot of estate planning, there's a lot of like contracts, seeing a lawyer, drawing up some wills, drawing up, looking at, I'm sensing like where you can invest your money and whether or not the previous investments have panned out and whether or not you should, look at other investment opportunities. So I feel many of you are in a position where you have disposable income and you're trying to diversify to see, in overall what else you can look at, okay? So that's the message, second message for you, investment opportunities as well as opportunities to really review and look at what has worked in the past, what is not working, so that you can move forward, okay? Third message here, I do see a lot of people coming in and leaving. So a lot of changes, a lot of new beginnings are happening for you guys. And I feel what it denotes to me is that people could be leaving the home. You have children going off to school. You have, children leaving the nest to go off to college, for example. And then for others, you might have more disposable income because you might be renting out a space and there's somebody, in the space or somebody giving you like renters, giving you rent. So there's that disposable income. So a lot of shifts, a lot of things happening, and you have an incentive here to keep your space very, very clean and very, very neat. Okay, so they're saying like decluttering the house. Traveling with less, just having a lot less clutter in your environment. So clearing stuff out, getting a car to come by or trash pickup or something like that. And it's going to do an amazing, phenomenal, it's going to create a phenomenal energy shift for you when your environment is cleared up. Okay, so I feel like overall that is going to be quite important. The last message that I have here, this relates overall to communication. I do feel a lot of energies with friends, if you have friends overseas even, or people that you have known, especially since childhood, and you might have held your tongue when it comes to communicating with them in the past. They might have ideas to start businesses or to, relocate and do new work, and you're just like, I don't think that's a really good idea. And you might not have told them that in the past. And then likewise, I feel like you might have some plans, you might have something in the works, and you're saving a lot of money, and they're telling you like, I don't think that's a good idea for you to start that right now, and I don't feel like, that's a good time overall. And so I do see there's a lot of communication about work, about income generating activities that you can do for yourself. And it's coming in around you, and it's coming in regarding you and another person. They're bouncing ideas off of you. And I feel like it's really important for you to state if you feel that, here it's not a good idea, but you still want to be supportive, or you don't want to tell them the truth because you don't want to rain on their parade. I feel that this is a month in which, get those things out, so that, because I feel like you have really strong intuition, and it might be up to you to deliver that message to them, like, oh, I don't think it's a good idea. It's not going to pan out. Why don't you wait a few months, because of, A, B, and C. And I feel like you have valid reasons. It's not just your intuition. You have valid reasons. And you might have held back from saying it in the past, okay? So, having said that, those are the 4 messages for you. Let me just go into the reading for this month, okay? First of all, the housing situation comes out very strongly. This is a card usually when it indicates some type of structural changes within the home. Okay, this is the marriage card, but also the physical structure of a dwelling, an office, a house, something structural. Okay, so I do feel few of you are waiting on people to finish. If you're doing like an addition to your house, creating like, remodeling, creating extra space, or, breaking down a wall so that you can clear up some space. I do feel there are some snags along the way when it comes to like physically remodeling, restructuring your home. On the other hand, if you're looking to get rid of your property and liquidate, and, have your assets and have the money to as a result of selling the property. This is a very good card overall, which indicates that you will have people that are coming through and they're looking at your property. Okay, so they will do inquiries. They will come by to check it out. They will all as well talk a lot with their realtor about the prices that they're hoping to pay for. Okay, so I feel like there might need to be like a lowering of price, or lowering your expectations when it comes to whether or not you want to sell it quickly, or you want to, hold on to a specific price, and so that you can, get that exact amount for that you want for the house. So I feel like you might need to, downgrade when it comes to maybe not asking for example, 300, only hoping to be able to sell it for a very, very, excuse me, excuse me, hoping to sell it for a very, very high price. They're telling you to really be careful about, not investing so much on contractors, because I feel like minor changes would be better, rather than, revamping the house from the ground up, because once you sell it, you might not be able to recoup the exact amount that you're looking for. But overall, people liquidating their assets, looking to sell property, sell a house, sell even, I feel like, vehicles, for example. If you have like automobiles, vehicles, and I do see like, older cars, so like even like a vintage model. If you're looking to sell these things, I do feel that it's going to be really good in your interest for this month, okay? This is a month in which we're able to release things that we no longer need, so that we can move on to better things. And I feel like physical things that bring us comfort, like housing, like cars, things that are of a necessity as well, releasing them so that you can move on to something better, that is highly indicated in the works for you. On top of that, I do sense an element here. People, especially children, going off to school. If you share your space with tenants, for example, there's going to be, people moving in and out, okay? So you might have like one person leaving and another person coming in. So I feel like your revenue stream is going to be consistent if you have renters living with you. And then on top of that, children leaving the homes, and then you have that extra space. So that's an opportunity to, increase your income generating potential, okay? So I do feel that's happening. And the other message that came in with this housing card here is especially for those of you who are struggling financially, okay? I do feel there's an element here about speaking to somebody, and this is usually like a government official. This is somebody in a position of authority. They're able to, look at a situation, they're able to assess a situation, and they're trying to figure out, does this person need, some type of subsidized housing, or does this person need some organization to step in, help them pay for some aspect of living? So I do feel for those who are struggling, there's going to be some governmental body coming through, and there might be like a social worker, a caretaker, an investigator, or somebody like that coming through, asking you, okay, what do you need? What is how much you're making, and what price range you can afford? So they might be able to help you. First of all, they might be able to help you secure solid housing. You might need to share the space with other people, and they can also secure a job for you, like a skills upgrade job, a training program, or something that will allow you to increase your marketability, to increase your employability. So they're coming in offering, like, possibly a part-time job. And especially if you are looking at social services and you are assigned a social worker, I do feel they're going to help you figure out the logistics, okay? So it seems like there's a lot of options coming through when it comes to property, when it comes to new work, when it comes overall as well, opportunities for vehicles. Okay, so I do see a lot of new things are happening for you guys, and they're really urging you and telling you to look at situations carefully. This is a month in which, never mind what other people are telling you, you should do this, you should do that, never mind those things. Okay, this is a month to be a lot more introspective and to be a lot more reliant on what you know, what's appropriate for you, what's going to be good for you, as well as what you can realistically do. So, for example, if they're like, oh, here's this beautiful house, it's really far away, and you're just like, but it's so beautiful, I don't want to pass up this house, but realistically, practically, it's too far away. It might not be a good idea for you to land that house. So find something a little bit more local, because I do see for some of you, your mobility is restricted for whatever reason. It could be children. It could be as well legal issues that's preventing you from moving too far away too soon. So I do feel overall, they're saying like to stay in this geographical location just a little bit longer, see how things are going to pan out. Okay. So on the financial front, first of all, one thing that I do sense here, there is a very strong family vibe. Okay. And whenever I see these two court cards, it usually indicates to me like people from the same family unit, family circle, or something like that. It could be, issues regarding a mother and a child. So if you are dealing with the mother of your child, there's going to be some type of possibly, changing the child custody, child support arrangement, so that they might need a little bit more financial assistance from you because the child is growing. And then on the other hand, I feel like there might be concerns here overall. You want a job, it's far away, and you might have family concerns to consider, and you might not be able to get this job, even though it might be right up your alley, and even though it might pay a little bit more, okay? So I do feel an element here about being able to secure jobs. And so when you're bouncing ideas off another person, I do feel that it's really important for you to really think about, they're giving you advice, but is it appropriate to your situation? And are they walking in your shoes? Because only you know what's best for you. And I feel like some of you are at a job right now and you're just like, I can do more. I can do a lot more. I can make a lot more money if I shift companies, shift gears. And other people in your work environment are also telling you, you should also shift gear, go to this company or go to where I'm working right now because they're hiring and the pay is a lot better. And I feel that it would be in your best interest to do your own preliminary research. Don't trust every piece of information that's coming through with people around you. They have the best intentions, but they might not tell you what's appropriate for you. So rather than just, waiting for people to bring you information, I feel that you're going to have to take initiative and to charge ahead and to find things out for yourself. Find the pieces of information, make sure they add up, and especially if it relates to like work, and especially if it relates to like, changing your job, changing your career, and trying to do something that is a drastic change from what you were doing 4 months prior. Do the preliminary research. Okay, do the preliminary research. Don't just assume that and take everything that people say at face value, because I feel like it might be in your best interest to, kind of step out of your comfort zone a little bit. I feel like you're kind of sequestering yourself, and I feel that people might have good intentions, but they're not going to tell you things that are appropriate that you need to know right now. Aside from that, there is somebody in your work environment here, and especially for those of you in a more technical industry, okay? technical industries deals with when you have to relay very technical, very practical information. So it's not, not so much the creative industry. And I do sense that there are a lot of rules and regulations that you're trying to skirt. So I feel that in that technical environment, you are somebody with a lot of creativity, and you might want to, you don't want to just explain things in a technical way because you feel like you're losing your audience. Even though the company, the figurehead tells you you should do it like this, but you feel like you're not able to reach out to other people because the information is very dry and it's just not very inspiring. So you're trying to find ways to communicate with other people, and you're trying to find a way to reach a larger audience and to retain the audience's attention as well. So what they're saying here is really think about, anecdotes, add something that might be humorous so that people can be able to retain the information, especially if you're in a training or a teaching capacity. Okay, so I feel like that's going to be coming through for you. Others who are kind of like, if you're moving too fast, if you have been, speeding and things like that in the past, I feel like there might be some car issues or like speeding tickets and things like that. So be very, very careful for this month, and especially driving under the influence, transporting things and people, especially children. Make sure that they're strapped in. Make sure that you don't have, flickering tail lights, or just give your car a run through, like once a week or so, making sure tire pressure and everything is covered up. And I heard the word covered up, and I see like a truck. So especially if you're moving things, making sure you have things strapped down, covered up, so that they're not just trailing, behind you on the side of the road. Okay, so be very careful about movements, safety regulations regarding vehicles, regarding transportation, and regarding moving from one place to the next. Okay, so Pisces, I do feel this is a month in which a lot of you are getting this new fresh energy of like a do-over, of one phase ending and a bigger, better phase beginning for you. So things are starting to open up for you. So I'm going to go into your love reading, see what's in store for you guys. I'm really happy to see that energy of newness for the general reading. So let's see what's in store for Pisces. Love, relationships, and romance. Okay, you've definitely got a new job in the picture, and I feel like it's really changing it's a really big good boost for your self-esteem, and it's allowing you to, look at yourself in a new light. And it's really, it's a job that feels to me like it really utilizes all of your skills, all of your assets, and you feel very safe, confident in this new job. And as a result, your outlook overall regarding your own capabilities, your sense of self-esteem is, it's like really high self-esteem going through the roof. And as a result of that, it's really changing the environment, the energy surrounding the types of people that are coming into the picture for you. Okay, so let me talk about this. First of all, this is something that you're thinking about, crowning you. We have here the Fool. This is embarking on a brand new journey, breaking out of your comfort zone a little bit, and being able to, see, feel new energies, new people, feel very optimistic. and having a lot of people that are really, gunning for you as well. So the Fool basically begins with, turning a new page over in your life, not going back to the past, not being stuck with exes and, dealing with people that you've had like this merry-go-round with. So I do feel a lot of you are taking a different mindset when it comes to conserving your energy, taking care of yourself, getting your financial situation on track. You're pulling back your energy, you're pulling back your resources. Emotionally, you're also pulling back to focus this energy a lot more on yourself, on what you're able to achieve here with the Magician, on how you're able to attract people. And I also feel like this card is a card overall of, being able to manifest the types of people that you want in your life and scrapping away the relationships that might have really weighed you down, dragged you down. So this overall is about, starting over, the bachelor or the bachelorette. They're out looking for people. They're open-minded about dating new people and grabbing new opportunities. But you know what you're worth right now, and you're definitely not settling for, for less, okay? So I feel like some of you are thinking about breaking away, walking away completely from a relationship partner. And others of you are right now single, loving the single life. You're still open-minded to, dating, meeting the right person, but your standards are very high. The Magician usually indicates somebody that, it's like on the negative end, it can indicate very extravagant, like opulent spending, very extravagant spending. So be a little bit careful about your financial situation for this month, okay, as it relates to your dating life. In the past, we have here the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is kind of like recoup and regeneration. The recuperation stage usually happens in a situation when the breakup, the relationship, the last relationship or the last breakup that you've been in, it really left scars on you. And I feel for some of you, you might have dealt with a situation where somebody was being very, very, very manipulative. And this is a card kind of like where you're just like, you're taking a total hiatus from dating, mainly because you needed to heal yourself from that past relationship. You needed to be able to process it, to come to terms with it, and to prevent it from happening again. So I feel like this is a very deep, thorough, combing through the relationship areas of your life and figuring out, why am I attracting bad people? Why are people taking advantage of me? And trying to break those patterns. And that means taking a little bit time off to be on your own, to really understand you, understand your motives, and understand the types of people that you are attracting and whether or not they are serving your soul's purpose, okay? So I feel the last relationship was painful. A lot of you are taking time off. You have taken time off in the past. You haven't really been dating. And that past relationship as well, it really made you question your self-esteem. And for whatever reason, the two of you, on an energetic level, as a unit, there were a lot of financial uncertainty, instability, fluctuations in that relationship as well. And so it kind of like, it was just a situation where karmically two people were better off away from each other than they are together in the relationship. And I feel like you've known about that. The Five of Pentacles usually indicates some type of a karmic relationship. It might have involved a marriage contract. It might have involved children. Okay, so you might have had children with the other person. You might have owned property with the other person, or you might have been married to the other person. It's done and over with in your life, and you're at a point right now where you are, ascending higher vibration, attracting better people, and knowing what you are worth, so that when you're in a bad relationship, you don't question your self-worth. You don't question your own sense of dignity. You don't question whether or not you deserve something. You just know, okay? So I'm really happy to see this combination for you, Pisces. Moving forward into the here and now, we have here the Two of Coins, and we have here the Ace of Coins. So first of all, this Pentacles energy basically indicates to me that you have a situation here where there is an offer for something a little bit more stable, a little bit more solid. A lot of you who have recently, left that behind, you are entering a phase here where you are meeting somebody that is promising you a lot, okay? So you see the potential. So you might already have somebody in store for you. And you are still dating two people here with the Two of Pentacles, or they are dating two people. And you really like this person, they vice versa. They also like you a lot, and you both are trying to figure out, like, are we, I feel like some of you might have recently started dating, and so it's still in that honeymoon phase where you're trying to figure out, do we see each other exclusively, or do we just, continue as we are? Should I wait for them to ask, or should I, approach them first? So I feel like you're still trying to decide, because you see the potential in it, and you're still trying to decide whether or not it's worth it. And then I feel like for some of you, you have a job offer on the table. The job might require a relocation. And so you're trying to figure out whether or not you should relocate, whether or not the relationship is still viable if you have to relocate far away. So I feel like you're grappling with some type of a major decision here. Do I choose love, or do I choose my career? Can we still maintain the relationship, or should we scrap it all together if it's long distance? So I see like a lot of things coming through. And then the third group of you, I'm sensing somebody, there's some type of attraction, big, major attraction in your work environment. And I'm sensing like you like them, they like you, but there's the constraints of work, and you might not even be able to date coworkers. So I feel like there's this thing like, is it worth it? Should I take the risk, or should I, can we keep it hidden, or should I even just not cross that line? With work, be very careful, okay? In the work environment, I feel that you should be incredibly careful about office romances in general. And just imagine, if things go awry, it's going to be very awkward, and it's going to hurt your credibility as well in the work environment. So you really need to know the other person really well, to gauge their intention, to understand them a little bit like in and out, to be able to make that, to take that risk. All right, so just be careful. The foundation here, we have here the Queen of Wands. Excuse me. This is a fire sign: Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. For some of you, this might have been somebody that you have a child with, and there might have been a divorce. We have here the Judgment card, and you both are, working on the arrangement of child custody arrangements, especially with this person. And then for others of you, you have left this person behind. This is a fire sign, Sun, Moon, or Rising, that you have left behind. What I'm sensing about this person is, I feel like career-wise, they are somebody who is very hardworking. They have a lot of success surrounding them. They're also in a nurturing, they're working in a nurturing capacity. So I'm seeing like nurses, I'm seeing like lab technicians, I'm seeing teachers. And I feel like this person has a lot of potential to grow into, middle management, higher up, like grown into like a managerial position or a supervisory position. They have a lot of skills and work experience under their belt, and they're very dynamic, and they're very caring, and they're very devoted to their work. So you might have been, divorced from this person. There might have been a child in the picture, and you both are trying to move on with your life. And I feel like this person as well is somebody that you do hold in high regards. But I don't feel that the relationship is, completely, if it's in the past, I don't feel the relationship is completely, it feels like it's done. And the only thing holding you both together might be children and that history you have with each other. And then for others of you, I feel like you have a fire sign coming into the picture. Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, that has expressed their love for you. And I feel like you might also have worked together with this person, and they're really kind. I usually think of this, especially with this deck, is they might not even be a fire sign, but I feel like, on days when you keep yawning and you feel really tired, they bring you coffee. And on certain days when everybody's off to lunch, they might invite you to go out for lunch. They bring you, little trinkets, like little, candies here and there, coffee, cookies. Like, I feel like you've got somebody here that is taking really good care of you, nurturing you, And for some of you, it might also be in your work environment, and there is clearly some type of very strong attraction between two people, and they seem to me to be a very, very caring person. Okay, so moving forward, if they're in your work environment, I feel some of you are grappling with this decision, like, should I go for it or should I not? They're so kind. And then I also feel some people, you might have one relationship already and you might be juggling another too. So be very careful about this, because I feel like, it's hard to juggle people without somebody's heart getting broken, right? So be very responsible about this, okay? Because I feel like you might be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, with this Pentacles energy, and you see somebody else that you really like and you're really digging, and you're like, should I do it? Should I step out of the relationship? So I feel like you've got some major issues that you need to address in your relationship sector. Aim to do the right thing, Pisces. Aim to do the right thing, because, as the last sign of the zodiac, you are somebody that, you believe in karma, you believe in divine timing, you believe in divine justice. So don't do things to, undermine your values, okay? And especially don't do things to hurt other people. That's just something we should abide by. Coming through in the future for you for this month, we have here the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups basically means, internet dating, communication coming through from other people, looking at people through like online profiles, looking at people electronically, communicating with people electronically. So it's very exciting. It's a very flirtatious time, I feel, and you are getting a lot of positive reception, positive attention overall from your environment. And we have here as well the Six of Wands, which basically means that there's going to be, if you are single, you have your eyes on somebody, especially fire sign or an earth sign. You have many options to choose from, because I feel like they're both aiming for you. Even though I feel like the fire sign might be your opposite sign, I feel like the fire sign might be, it's a really caring, loving person, okay? And I especially feel like for men, Piscean men, there's a fire sign here that can be really good for you. For women, I feel like the earth sign might be a good option for you. Okay, so if you are self-identified as a female overall, okay, so if you're dating, men or whatever, if you're dating male or female, if you just self-identify as a female Piscean person, I feel like the earth sign might be a better catch for you, okay, compatibility wise. So that is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You have some really good things. All indicates to me breaking out of your comfort zone, no longer putting your love life on hold, having multiple options to choose from. And I feel like feelings are definitely being reciprocated here across the board when it comes to love, okay? So if you're wondering, and they give you little trinkets here and there, that's a sure sign. And then also if you're dating, and I feel like the person has a dry sense of humor and they make you laugh, that's a sure sign they're interested as well, okay? So grab those opportunities, Pisces. I'm really happy to see this for you. I'm going to be back for the mid-month reading. I do wish you all the best, and best of luck with everything, okay? Best of luck with the house move for those who are moving. I'm sure you're going to be moving to a better place, okay? Take care of yourself. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.